Um, so now, Andrea's doing all this, man, getting her folks together, the sisters, the friends, the folks with titles, the people who have passion to be. Yes, let's get together. Let's have a meeting. We can change the world. We can do what black folks should do. We can do what the other races should do. Okay, erase that. You got to do what you can do. Because it's not about them. You see, I keep going back to you, Bo, it's about you. Because if you understand that, what you have to offer up, you paying attention, and it's going to be the perfect recipe that you build as you build this organization. And man, I tell you now, whoo. So I said I wrote 5 books, right? I started back in April, I think, from just notes. I had always just wrote little notes down. And I wrote 5 books within 2 months. Yeah. No, I had it's just in my head though. I did a lot of titles, I did a lot of headings, and those came out to me, and I can think of them, and I know how they are within me. Right? But understand this: I've never been an author. I've never started a publishing company. I've never even known how to publish anything. And if I tell you how many hours I probably put in between now and then, and even up until this morning, right? You'd be like, really? Yeah, because that's my why. And nobody's going to do it for me. Nobody's going to discover your why for you. Now, you will have folks around you that skim off of your why. You know what skimming is, right? Not scamming. Skimming is just the surface. Right? And they'll skim off your hard work, they'll skim off your passion, they'll skim off your unknown why of you, but you're conditioned to just provide and be there and support. Right? And guess what? That's why you always have to give yourself your best first. You have to be selfish. How do you do that? Educate, self-educate. How you do that? Hey, if you know you need to get healthy, you get healthy. So you can help. See, it's all designed around helping everything outside of you be better. But that's that individual truth, right? It's important because it goes right into you. What do you have to offer up to this organization or the organizations you're creating? What? Man, you might be weak. And as soon as it get tough, you fold. Or you're like, oh, I'll do it later. Or I'll pay somebody else to do what you know you should learn to do in self-education, so that way when it wiggles, you know how to bring it back in line. So you can keep being driven and keep going forward. But if we dump stuff on other people to do for us, man, when it wiggle, that could take our drive from us. Because we know it's hard work. You see, what do you offer up? What are you offering up to your organizations or this group? Or even your so-called friendships. Now, I don't know if you call each other friends, but man, that comes with a high commitment. So be careful with your titles that you give people automatically without them earning it. I don't care what title it is. Mama, daddy, cousin, it can't matter. It's a title. And everybody don't want the title you give them. Remember that now. Some people are like, yes, I can do that. Some people are like, I don't know why they call me friend. They're not a friend to me. What do you offer up? What is your why? See, once you understand and start working with baby steps on understanding your why, it's no matter what goes on around you, you know you're the best source for that decision. Now, as you know you're the best source, you know what you can offer up without a doubt. So you know what? I don't know that yet, but boy, I'm going to do what it takes to know it because I want to offer it up with the best possible effect on the group or me. So just kind of look at that, you know, as you take notes and think about it, take notes. Always take notes for yourself because, man, I know one thing, we forget stuff. We forget stuff. So I say that, I'm saying these two things right now because it's going to come a time where you guys might have, for your business or as the group, $1 million or more. Properties, investments going decent, everything's looking good, then you lose half of it. There's some pain in that. There's some confusion in it too. Like, what do we do? How do we get back to get on the focus with this new mental flexibility we got to have? All right, let's do it. See, that's when you know your why. That's when you know what you offer up. You see how I'm bringing it all back together? Yeah. So you have to work on those things within yourself. And how do you do that? Have conversations with each other. Talk to me. You call me and hey, she know the deal. We have a conversation like I'm talking now. All right, because I care. And one thing that I have to say is we have to trust each other more. We really do. All right, and man, that's probably a cliche and vague. It is. It's 100% vague. But boy, when you know your why, and you guys are grouping together, you having these conversations, that's going to build a bond. That yeah, I can trust them. I can trust her. I can trust him. What are we trusting them with? Now, most people say their life, their social life, and all their personal business. Now, if you choose to do that, something's wrong with you. You should be focusing on your passion, right? You should be talking and having conversations about your passion, the things that you want to give back. That's critical in your conversations. And I'm going to help you out a little bit, right? One thing, I wrote my bubble opinion in layers. And if you look at the layers on the, go to the page real quick. And I'm going to give you just a quick thingy. While you're going to the page, let me make sure this thing is not dying. I think it's still good. Yeah, how much time is it? 15 minutes. Hey, give me a 7-minute thing. I have to stop and start. So, as you can see that you're in the middle of this thing. That's you. Right now, that's you. That's not me. It says me, but me is you. And me is me. All right? It's my you. So look at that first layer around you. You see how it's solid on that black line? Before the gaps of the black? You see how it's solid? Okay. Just take a look at that. That's what we have to get to where we understand our why. And what feeds us, our sources, our self-education, and all these things. They help build that thing around you where you can stand up on your why and not care about anything outside of it. And that's you loving yourself first. That's you giving to yourself first, the best. Now, if you don't think you should give your best, I don't care if you're married, I don't care if you have children, I don't care about any of that. If you're not giving yourself your best first every day, that's your mental cultural conditioning to give and sacrifice for everything around you. Not understanding you can't even sacrifice if you're not at your best. That makes sense, don't it? So just think about that. So now the next thing right here is I put those gaps in there for a reason because that's how you give stuff out and that's how stuff tries to come in. Right, go ahead.
Okay. I couldn't get mine to go to your website.
Oh, it's mybubbleopinion.com. And I want everybody to kind of look at those words around there. As you see on the outside, you see where that's most of the influence is coming in, right? On the outside of that thing, on that outside layer. And that's red for a reason because you don't know those folks. You don't know those things and how they affect you, so they got to stay in the red area. Why? Because you got to proceed with caution. You have to on all those things and more. It's your individuals, right? Your individual things. You got to let it. You can't just let that stuff come in and influence you. No, and then you get into that green area. That green area is trusted agent folks. Folks that you trust. Hey, I trust them. They deserve their title because they gave it to themselves and I acknowledged it.